We have more now on the first full day of arguments in the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. John Malcolm, Vice President of the Institute for Constitutional Government at the Heritage Foundation, joins me now on Skype with his analysis of what we have seen and heard so far. John, welcome back. Always great to have you on. I want to talk about today's proceedings, but first, I want to get your view on the constitutionality of these proceedings impeaching a former president who's no longer in office.
Yeah, well, it's a close question, and there are esteemed scholars on both sides of this issue. I happen to think that the better argument is that it is unconstitutional. Impeachment and conviction is a remedy that is available for presidents, vice presidents, and all other civil officers of the United States. Donald Trump is none of those things. He is now a private citizen. At the time of our founding, England clearly would have impeachment proceedings for former officials. 5 of the 13 colonies had impeachment proceedings for former officials. The framers could have explicitly included that in the Constitution, but didn't. But as I say, there are arguments on the other side. It's a close question. And either way, that argument was rejected by 56 senators, and the trial is now proceeding.
John, I also like to get your impressions on the evidence laid out so far. First, from the Democrats serving as impeachment managers. They've shown really quite a bit of video from the insurrection on January 6th and leading up to it. How effective do you think that's been?
Look, I think they're doing a really good job, and I didn't think that President Trump's lawyers particularly did a great job yesterday. They are poised, they are articulate, they have prepared. They have a sort of a plan that they have laid out. They are making, very strong arguments interspersed with tweets and video clips to show that a lot of President Trump supporters way back had resorted to violence, and they were certainly energized by the president's claims that there was a stolen election and that they needed to fight for the country. And what they are trying to suggest is that the president knew of their violent proclivities all along, did nothing to stop it, if anything, encouraged it, and knew that when they showed up on the mall on January 6th, that a lot of them were coming with weapons and stealing for a fight. And he, again, not only did nothing to stop it, but if anything, stirred them up. That's the argument they are trying to make. And we will hear what the president's lawyers have to say. But I must say, I'm not sure whether they're convincing any people who are wavering on that issue, but they're doing an effective job. And one thing they're doing really well that I think is very clever on their part is they are highlighting the attacks that President Trump made on Republicans who were on the fence as to what to do, what he referred to as rhinos, Republicans in name only. So the managers are going after those Republicans who might be inclined to acquit the president, but who don't like a lot of what the president said and did.
Let's talk about the defense attorneys. You had mentioned you thought they really didn't do that great of a job. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so there are 3 attorneys on the team. 2 of them spoke yesterday, the leads. One of them is Bruce Castro, a lawyer from Philadelphia, and the other is David Schoen from Georgia. I don't think that Bruce Castro was effective. He kind of rambled. He spoke for about 47, 48 minutes. At times, you were going, what's the point? Is he trying? What point is he trying to make? And I really had a hard time discerning what point he was trying to make, other than to say that political speech can sometimes be harsh, and we should not try to ever stifle political speech. But I don't think he was particularly effective at it. We'll see how he does when the defense team starts putting on their trial. I thought that Mr. Schoen was more effective. He was clear as to what it was he was trying to do. He was very passionate, he made a strategic decision to attack this impeachment as being very partisan based by a lot of Democrats who were very angry at Donald Trump. I think that was a very fine strategy for the first impeachment trial. I'm not sure it's such a good strategy for this impeachment trial because there are Republicans who are clearly mad at what the president has done, and they were all there in the Capitol on January the 6th. So I think they view the facts a little bit differently. I would have, not shown such righteous indignation, but that's a strategic decision. We'll see how that plays out.
All right, John, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for your time today. We do appreciate it.
Good to be with you.